Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays and welcome back to another video. Today, so close. It is so close. We have another episode of Nahhh. And these guys are just they threw their device out the window for sure after these battles. So we've got two replays for you today, and the first one is the SU-12254. As we know, with this tank, it is the highest DPM tank of the game. And when this tank works, it works. When you can get it into a position where you can get that damage out and you can farm some damage very, very quickly, it works. I mean, a 5.9 second reload for a tank destroyer is absolutely insane. Now, the thing with this tank, it hasn't got no armor. It's the ammo rack is, I mean, I've ammo racked a few of these in the past very, very easily. So basically, all it has got is that DPM. It's quite a quick tank. It is quite a quick TD for what it is, and so you can sort of relocate very, very quickly, and then you just sort of farm some damage. So it's definitely a tank to sit at the back and farm damage, rather than frontlining, because you will get abused if you are at the front. So this game, it is mines, so not the best of maps for this tank, but obviously it's a good map. It is a good map for this tank, but not the best. And obviously, as we can see, he is sitting at the back. I'm not quite sure of the name, Golden, I think he is. And he's pretty much sitting in the sniper spot. He's dealing damage, but he's also getting spotted very, very quickly. So straight up, he now spots the RU-251 that is trying to flank around the map, and he is able to farm a little bit of HE into him, brings him down to a one shot. There is also a T-49 up there. God knows where that shot went. But you know, at least they tried. So the two light tanks are around this side of the map, and they need to really get rid of these. These light tanks will be spotting for the team. So getting rid of them is quite crucial. But of course, there is like 3 tanks here, all aiming at these 2 tanks. You can see here the T-28. There is the AMX next to him, being a TD, as yeah, a light tank being a TD. So Golden actually just, you know what, forget it. We're going to go into them. We're going to use our DPM and we're going to attack them. That was an extremely low roll for an SU, but he does get the nice little ram to clear him, and a fouled HE shot there into that T-49. Now, he hasn't taken any damage yet, and he gets a nice bounce there from that T-49. So he's up to 3k damage. He is going to get his first kill, but by the time he's got that kill, his other team are pretty much, they've gone. The only tanks alive are the tanks that were in the sniper spot, and now there's just a lot of work to do. So 3.4k damage. We've already done a decent amount of damage, but there is still a lot of hit points left to go. There is 1 TD, and you can see that the enemy is capping the base. So he's got the IS up there, the IS-8, and he's got some shots into him. He is a one shot, so hopefully he can clear him, and that is exactly what he does for his second kill. So is it now time to go and reset the cap? It is on they are on 40 cap points, and there's still just over 3 minutes gone, and there goes the T-28 Prot. So the T-28 Prot has got killed by that Object 704, so most likely the Object 704 is around the cap area, I'm guessing. It could be in the TD spot, back in their spawn, but nope, he is right in front of him there. So he can actually take a shot from that Object 704, and if he does take a shot, he can actually take a couple of shots into him. So there goes another kill. He's 3 kills now, and they bring it down to a 1 versus and when I said 1 versus 3, and it was a bat chat. I'm not sure why I said an AMX. It was a bat chat that was the camper there. So he has now taken a shot, which is unfortunate. He's taken a couple of shots actually from this Pantera. Now that brings him down to a 1 shot to pretty much any tank out there. So clearing this Pantera is a must because he is an auto reloader, and obviously it's only going to take one shell to get rid of him. And the Object 252 there is a one shot as well. Now he's getting some lucky bounces indeed from these guys. He's on 6.2k damage. Here comes the Object 704. He's going to get a nice shot there into that Pantera, and he's blocked 1200 damage. 1200 damage, gets another lovely bounce in from that Object Object 252U, and now it is just this Object 704. Anything can happen. Obviously it hasn't got a turret, so if he can get around it using his speed, he can actually pull off the win. He's on 5 kills and 6.5k damage. He's going to wait for this guy to come around. If he can aim around the corner as this guy's coming, then he can get the track shot and hopefully keep him there and go around the other side of the building. So anything's possible at this moment in time. He is coming around to the left, so he's going around to the right, and if it stays like this, it will be a draw, but he doesn't want a draw. He wants to win, and he's going for it. He's going for the circle of death. He gets a nice shot there, but it was only HE. It was only HE. I think he was trying to track him, and he is turning, and he's going to get another HE shot there. I don't know why he's shooting HE. Why is he shooting HE? The outcome of this game is actually going to determine because of those HE shots. Maybe he wants to track him using that HE, I don't know, but he's got one HE shot left, and he has gone again for that HE shot. So that's 3 HE shots done to this Object 704. And now look, he's on 371 hit points. He would be a one shot. So him shooting HE, it's just cost him the game. Come on, like, why did he do that? But it was so close. So close. If just one of them HE shells was an AP or a heat, it would have been a different outcome. But nevertheless, 7.9k damage in a tier 9 tank, absolutely crazy. But that could have been 8k, and that could have been an easy win for him in the end against that Object 704, and he would have had a lovely Kolobanov to go with it. But you know, it was close. It was very, very close. Next up we have Bagel, and he is driving the Object 263, the tank that leads on obviously from the SU-122. And again, it is Castilla, and it is a kind of campy TD map. So he has gone on to the camping spot, as most tanks go to. For a 263, I mean, it's a YOLO wagon. The tank is a YOLO wagon, but a map like this, I mean, he needs the gun depression, and basically this is the only position he can get at where he doesn't really need that gun depression. And again, just like the SU, it has crazy DPM. It's fantastic DPM. So if he's able to get some shots off on these heavy tanks, he can actually farm damage very, very quickly. Now, whenever I'm on this map in a TD, it never works out for me. Like in this spot, either no one goes to the right side, they all go to the left, or just they all go to the middle, or you get spotted really, really sort of early on. But he's actually able to farm a lot of damage. Everyone is just coming out for him to shoot. You've got the Death Star there, which of course he is going to focus on, because that can pretty much almost take him out with one shot if he can get that shot off. And the Death Star is just getting absolutely deleted at the moment. So right now, I don't know where that shot went, but he's on 2.7k damage. That was just a nasty shot, unless he hit the tank that was in front of the Death Star, a blind shot. But now he is spotted, and look what happens when you do get spotted. You get absolutely torn apart in that position. He's just lost half of his hit points, like outright, just they're gone. So he's done the sensible thing in dropping down, and he's still able to get a shot on the Emil, damaging his ammo rack. Again, he is spotted, so when he's only on 900 hit points against some autoloaders, there isn't much he can really do against these tanks. He can just, I mean, the DPM is really good, but up against autoloaders, it's going to be a difficult ask. So at the moment, his team are losing. The enemy have caught base A, and he's just waiting to spot these tanks that are on the castle up here. No one's coming at the minute. There's still a lot of heavies around, which he's losing valuable time in getting these shots on these heavies, which is the shit thing when you don't have mediums go to the hill, the castle. you're not able to do your job as a TD. I mean, if you've got medium tanks, they need to go to the castle. Otherwise, these guys here now, the Patton and the Emil, are just going to have side shots against these heavy tanks because the enemy heavy tanks are just keeping them open and they are just farming some damage from that castle. So it's a shame. And not only are the medium tanks and the Emil getting some side shots, they are stopping this TD from doing his job. So he would have been able to farm a lot of damage. He would have been able to clear quite a few of those heavy tanks because they're all open. They are all open for him to shoot. But as it stands, his team are just dying. They are falling apart, and it is now a 4 versus 7. So he's now doing the only thing he can do, and it's just get rid of these tanks. And here they are. He spotted both of them. Luckily, both of them are not facing him. So he is able to get a couple of shots. He gets a nice bounce there, a couple of bounces actually, and that actually saved his life. So the Object 263 is very well armored, and that's why it's called the YOLO wagon. The bottom plate, of course, is quite weak, but the everything else, the gun mantlet is very troll. And that's why it's called the YOLO wagon. People just sort of YOLO straight into the enemy, and they do get bounces. He clears the Emil there, and he's now going to clear the Patton. So now it would have been perfect to get back into his position as a TD. But as it happens, there is only one tank left alive, and that is the Death Star. Obviously, the DPM of the Death Star is not very good, and once he's on a reload, he's not going to survive for much longer. He's now a one-shot, just about to be taken out. And there is not much now Bagel can do. It is a 1 versus 5. 1 versus 5. The enemy are almost on 900 supremacy points. They have 2 bases, so it's not going to be long for them to actually win the game through supremacy. So he's just going to do what he can, and he's just going to farm some damage before that timer goes. He manages to clear the Death Star, and he is now going to clear the T-54E1. So it's now a 1 versus 3. The WZ-113 is coming along. The E-100 there gets a shot taken on him, and now he's just going to try and focus on this 113. Of course, he is in front of him, gets a shot onto him. He can take a shot from the 113, and it actually happens. He gets a bounce. So 960 supremacy points. He brings the supremacy points down a little bit, and he gets a bounce from this E-100. So he now can just go up very quickly with the speed of this tank, get close to that E-100 who is still on a reload, and hopefully take him out. But there's still one tank left alive. 950 supremacy points. There is a grill left shooting HE. We now know he is up there in the camper position, but 990 supremacy points. There is not much he can do, and he's just going to get the final shot off. Can he get the shot? He does get the shot. I mean, look at all those hit points. He finishes on 8.9k damage. Just a shame. If he would have had more time, if the enemy would have only had 1 supremacy base, then this game would have definitely been a different outcome. But very good, Bagel Boys. You did well. 8.9k damage, but unfortunately just wasn't enough. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.